So let's talk about the Flash episode. This was pretty good. There were some things I was just like, really, we're doing that. But all in all, this has been a consecutively really good season, and I think my favorite stuff is from Iris this episode, and I'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, the main focus of this episode is, of course, we're building up to Legends of Tomorrow, and of course we get the new Firestorm of Dr. Stein and Jefferson Jackson. Who, by the way, is it just me, or when I was looking at the actor who played Jefferson Jackson, I was kind of thinking, just how he composed himself and just how he talks, I was like, am I the only one who thinks he would make a good Miles Morales? I just think he would be cool as Miles. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So let's talk about the episode on a whole. Pretty good. I actually want to talk about I'm getting tongue-tied here. Let's talk about Iris in this episode. Iris was awesome in this episode. She finally confronts her mother, and yeah, I know some people are giving her shit for being a little too mean, but honestly, I can see where Iris is coming from. You see, Iris is very pissed off that, her mother pretty much was, she figured out that, she was a drug addict, and, betrayed her for so long, and she's like, I don't hate you, but I don't need you in my life anymore. And then later on, when she discovers, you had a kid 8 months after I left, after you left, and you never told my father about this. Is it even his? So I'm kind of wondering, is this are they going to make Wally her brother, or are they still going to use Daniel West and bring in Wally that way? Because remember, Wally's Iris's nephew. But then I think it may be that he may be the brother this time, because I don't know if because I've seen the pictures of who they're using to play as Wally, but he's a little too old, and I don't know if you could do. I don't know, unless he had a kid at a young age. I don't know. So I'm gonna. It could be Daniel. It could be this universe's version of Wally. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, so. I know some people are giving Iris shit for being too mean to her mother. Like I said, am kind of backing her on this one, because honestly, I've been there. For those who don't know, my mom and my dad split up for about a year, year and a half, 2 years. They got back together, but in that time period, there was a lot of hurt and rage, and I was very pissed off at my father. And I was kind of was in this boat with, I was kind of feeling the same way with Iris, towards my dad. And, towards my mom as well, because, they, it didn't go well. And I'm pretty sure some people out there who have been in this situation or knows who's been in this situation. Because I've seen, friends of mine who've also dealt with this situation of, they've dealt with a parent they're trying to, reconnect with, but they just can't find it in their hearts to do it all the way because they feel like they've been hurt too many times. They got to put that wall up. I know. It took me a long time, even when my mom and dad got back together. There were still some scars there. There's still some scars there, but I think it's been a while, so we're kind of moved through it. So again, I can understand where Iris is coming from. I'm going to defend her on this one, and she has some of the best moments in here. In this episode, between her and Joe as well, where she's like, "Yeah, I can meet with my mother," and yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Also, I know Iris's mother's dying, but I kind of laughed a bit when she said, "I have McGregor syndrome." I was like, "Someone get Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze. He'll tell you to take 2 of these and call you in the morning." I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but the moment she said I have McGregor syndrome, I was like, Batman and Robin! And I know, I think the Clock King has it as well in this universe, so I was like, McGregor syndrome everywhere! Oh, man. So, what else did I want to say? Oh, King Shark! King Shark was in this episode for all of 30 seconds. Because here's how it gauged when they first said, when Patty's investigating a man shark, and it was like, someone reported seeing a man shark walking around Central City. I was like, yay, King Shark! Aw, then Barry said, it's a man, it's not a shark. Aw. And then I saw King Shark grab Barry at the end of the episode as the Flash, and he's about to eat him, and I'm like, yay, King Shark! And then he gets blown away by Earth 2 Harrison Wells, and I was like, aw. So here's how it went in droves. Yay! Aw. Yay! Aw. I feel like when Harrison shot him, it was like, "Sorry, King Shark, but there's only room for one CGI animal man, and and you're not an ape." Yeah. I don't know. For those wondering why I'm so excited to see King Shark in this episode, I was so happy to see King Shark in this episode. It's mainly because I'm a huge fan of what Gail Simone did in the Secret Six run. So I was very much happy to see King Shark as a shark, and I was kind of hoping he would go, "I'm a shark!" somewhere in this episode. So I was a little. It was cool to see him, but I kind of wish they did more with him. Anyway. Now that I've spent 5 minutes, talking about all the other stuff, let's talk about the main focus of this episode, which is Dr. Stein and, fusing with a new Firestorm. So this episode, I swear to God, it feels like you could have done this it almost feels like a superhero version of a Sesame Street episode, because it deals with the whole, don't judge a book by its cover, kids. And also, I don't know why the hell Caitlin was being such a bitch to Jackson, just because he didn't look the part. Bitch, really? As I recall, Ronnie was not exactly he was an engineer, but you did all the science stuff. What? And I can understand now. There is a part of me that can't understand why she's so defensive for she only wants the best for Dr. Stein, because honestly, that's the last shred of Ronnie Raymond. And I'll get to another theory I have about Ronnie in a second, which I'm pretty sure some of you guys have had as well. But the main thing here is that with Ronnie, with Dr. Stein, because they were fused, they were together, they were incredibly close. So yeah, I can understand why she was trying to get that Henry guy to fuse with Dr. Stein. But yeah, she didn't even give it, even when he said, "No, I don't want this chance," she went total bitch on him. And I'm like, really? What? You could even say that she got frosty with with Jackson. I'm sorry, that was a stupid pun. Sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, But again, I can understand where she's coming from, because Dr. Stein and Ronnie were literally close together, and to her, it's kind of like Dr. Stein's the last shred of Ronnie Raymond. And you can clearly see that there is, I wouldn't say love between them, but there is a closeness between them, because they both had a closeness to Ronnie in two different ways. Now, let me talk about a quick theory I had that just kind of climbed into my brain while I was watching the episode, and yeah, let me throw. I know I talked about a theory saying that maybe Ronnie is somewhere in Earth 2, but here's another theory, and here's one that I've seen on a few message boards and a few places, even on some of my comment sections. Maybe Ronnie will come back as Deathstorm. From again, they're doing a lot for New 52, Deathstorm, and of course Jeff Johns was there. Jeff Johns is like showrunner of The Flash, and obviously he did Blackest Night, and then they brought back Gail Simone, and I can't remember the other guy, I think Nathan Edmondson, brought back Black Lantern Firestorm, but made him Deathstorm, so maybe that might be a story arc they may do, that maybe instead of Ronnie trapped in Earth 2, the other way they could do it is that Ronnie is somehow, like, negative energy is fused with his nuclear energy, and it's made him into Deathstorm, and that might be the final, seeing Ronnie become this horrible monster, this horrible creature called Deathstorm might be the final straw that breaks Caitlin and leads her down the path to becoming she's already Caitlin Frost. Killer Frost, yeah. So when she finally becomes Killer Frost, so maybe that'll be it. Maybe he'll become Deathstorm, and that'll be the final nail in her psychological coffin. Yeah. I don't know. I know that's not really an out there theory in my opinion. So either he's trapped on Earth 2, or Ronnie's going to come back as Deathstorm. So I don't know. What else did I want to say about this episode? Again, it's all in all really good episode. The Iris stuff was awesome. I'm glad she's written a lot better than she was in season 1, but yet, I'm still not 100% sold on Patty. She's just like, she's acting more and more like the geeky, just a very more geeky version of Felicity. So, I don't know, like, I'm not 100% sold on her and Barry's romance yet. I'm not sold on it yet. But all in all, pretty good episode. The personal stuff was fun. The action, this felt more like a obviously this builds up to more Legends of Tomorrow because we've got the new Firestorm, and this was mostly about him. I mean, hell, Barry gets in the costume only towards the episode to fight, what's his name? I didn't know it was a lesser-known villain called Tomamak. I honestly thought they were going to go Atomic Skull. Yeah, I thought it was going to be the Atomic Skull, but it was like, oh, it's a Firestorm villain. Oh, okay. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Do you think Ronnie may become Deathstorm, and that might be, one of the reasons why Caitlin finally becomes Killer Frost, or do you think something else? Just comment below, let me know. And what do you think of the new Firestorm? Just all that good stuff. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later. Oh yeah, one more thing, because I totally forgot about this in the review. Where was Jay? Where was Jay this entire episode? I think I missed something. And I could be wrong. Feel free to tell me I missed something. But I think I honestly missed something, because Jay was in no part of this episode at all. And I was like, where is he? Is he off getting, burgers? I don't know. Again, maybe I will honestly admit if I made a mistake and missed something there, but I didn't hear, at least to me, I didn't hear any mention of where Jay was, or maybe they explained where he was going to be in the previous episode, and I just forgot. That happens. I'm only human. But yeah, Jay was nowhere. They didn't even bring it up at all. At least I didn't. I don't think so. Again, I could be wrong. So just comment below if maybe I just missed something. Yeah, that's what I think, is that maybe I missed something. But yeah, in the back of my head, I was like, wow, this is a good episode. Where the hell's Jay? It's not like he's not going home yet. He's still got that, that romance thing that I'm not 100% sold on yet with her, with him and Caitlin, but whatever. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.